Once upon a time, in the heart of the Jura Mountains, where the Rhone carved its passage through stone, stood a fortress built to defy time itself. It was called Fort Lecluse. At first, it was nothing but a natural stronghold, a narrow gorge watched over by men since antiquity. The Romans had already stationed their sentinels here, knowing that this passage was a gateway between two worlds, but centuries would shape the rock and give birth to a fortress said to be invincible. From afar, the fort looked like a claw of granite clinging to the mountain. Up close, it was an enigma, a labyrinth of walls, galleries, and bastions. Every arch, every stairway seemed to whisper a forgotten secret, and travelers who dared venture inside swore that shadows still lived there, imprisoned in silence. They said that at night, when the mist descended from the peaks and spread its silver veil over the Rhone, silhouettes could be seen behind the arrow slits, as if soldiers fallen in ancient battles still refused to abandon their posts. Some claimed to hear the clash of swords, the pounding of boots, and, at times, an order shouted in a forgotten tongue. Legends, perhaps. Yet in these valleys, every stone bears the memory of blood and courage, for Fort Lecluse had witnessed countless wars. In the Middle Ages, it guarded the lands of the Duchy of Savoy. Its walls held back raiders, its gates controlled merchants and wanderers. Later, the kings of France reinforced it, knowing its vital role. And when the age of great invasions came, it stood as a barrier, a frontier of fire and steel. But beyond its military purpose, the fort was its own world. Behind its ramparts lived men condemned to waiting, soldiers accustomed to the cold, the wind, and solitude. Chronicles tell of some losing their reason, believing they saw specters standing watch beside them. Others claimed to find peace, as if the mountain itself offered refuge from the turmoil of the world. At sunset, the fortress took on another face. Shadows stretched along the walls, and the wind that whistled through the stones sounded like a lament. The Rhone below roared like an army on the march. Then torches lit up the inner courtyards, and guards took their posts, fully aware that each night could be their last. Through the centuries, Fort Lecluse became more than a fortress. It became a legend. Travelers wrote that it seemed alive, breathing with the mountain. Monks passing through described it as a threshold between worlds, and in nearby villages, whispers told of secret passages, hidden galleries leading deep into the earth. Then came the age of modern wars. Adapted for cannons, reinforced against fire, the fortress bore new scars, yet it stood firm, faithful to its purpose. Even when gunpowder replaced lances, even when planes roared above the mountains, Fort Lecluse remained, unshaken. Today it still rises, majestic and silent. Its darkened stones bear the marks of battles long past, but its soul endures. As drones sweep over its ramparts, revealing the wild beauty of the landscape, one understands it is not merely a ruin, it is a witness to fear and courage, to death and hope, a witness to centuries where mankind, fragile and mortal, believed it could defy eternity with stone. And perhaps that is the true mystery of Fort Lecluse. It embodies both the fragility of men and their yearning for immortality. So, if you listen closely, as you wander its ramparts, you may still hear the echoes of the past, the step of an invisible soldier, the voice of a forgotten captain, or the murmur of the Rhone, carrying their stories into eternity. For Fort Lecluse is not merely a fortress, it is memory, legend, and the realm of shadows.